Yeah.
Okay, can I ask you a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Is Jivan Mukta and Janma Safalya, are they same?
Okay. So is Jivan Mukta and Janma Safalya same? So yeah. So the question is this. There is a word introduced here called Janma Safalya. So there is a phrase like that. Safalyam is basically being safalam. Safalam means successful. Safal, safal hua. So all of you can hear me, no?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So Janma Sapalya. Has your birth become successful? What a question that is. Has your birth been successful means what? Has your life been successful? Birth was successful. That is why I'm sitting here talking today. But after that, the life, was it successful or not? That is the question. Very interesting question it is. So then we have to ask, what is success? Define success. We conduct these kinds of dialogues we have with our children when we conduct our classes. We have these things. Define success, and then everybody stands up and talks about what success is. And if you have a good profession, then you're successful. If you have a good family, you're successful. Like this people will say. And then we have the discussion later on also. People who are in the 11th grade and 12th grade, then we have a discussion. Then they are able to think better. And so they are able to see the nuances. They can grasp the subtleties. And so they can come up with better ideas. So being emotionally sound is being successful, they might say. So very important question. So Janma Sapalyam here refers to success in life. Let's talk it, success in life. So there Janma refers to Jiva Sapalyam. So important question then for us. What is success? Correct? What is success? If you ask somebody, what will we say? What will we say is a definition of success? And so now that we are exposed to the Vedanta Shastram, we have more insights. We have more insights. Because Vedanta says that the cause for this samsara, cause for the sukha dukkha, up and downs in this life, is because of my own ignorance of who I am. I assume myself to be insecure, limited, and subject to all forces in this world. And so I am subject to be decimated. This is my idea of myself. And Shastram just turns around completely and says there is nothing. There is no such thing for Atma. Atma is for who you are. You are not the body. You are worrying about something that is going to change, that is going to perish, and that is ridiculous. They say don't cry over spilled milk. And so if this body is going to perish, let it perish. Nobody can stop it. Even Bhagavan cannot stop it. So therefore, then what? Then what? Then what? Then this knowing what Atma is seems to be my goal in life. And if I am successful in that, then it is called Janma Sapalyam. And so we will say Janma Sapalyam means the accomplishment of what is to be accomplished in one's life, which is to know one's nature, one's true nature, is called Janma Sapalyam. Okay? Does that help?
Yeah.
Jaykumarji, I have one more question for you.
Yeah.
Jivatma and Paramatma. Could you define and the difference? What is the commonalities and then what is the differences?
Okay. Jivatma and Paramatma.
Thank you.
So the word Atma is there in both words, Jivatma and Paramatma. When the word Atma is Sarvagataha, all pervasive. And at the same time, Atma, we've seen Atma is Nityaha, all this we have seen. but when Atma is used specifically to refer to this, I am Atma, I am means I, this Jiva is Atma, then we refer to that Atma as Jivatma. Atma takes on a different name, as it were. And when the Atma is used to refer to, because Atma is Sarvagataha, so Atma is used to refer to Ishvara, who is also Sarvavyapi, who is also all pervasive. Then we say Paramatma. Same Atma, Paramatma. There can't be two Atmas, because Atma is Sarvagata. Two Atmas is not possible. Therefore, this Atma is same as, hey Ishvara, you are also the same Atma as me. Your Swarupa is the same. You may have better powers, but your Swarupa is same as me. So you are Paramatma, I am Jivatma. So the same Atma referring to two different contexts. Like what? Like the mother. Like this woman who's there at home and they call her Amma, Ma. They call her Ma. And the same lady goes outside and they call her something else. They call her teacher. They call her Benji. They call her something else. How? They call her Radhika. So what? Are there so many different people or what? No. Amma, Ma, Radhika, Benji, all these things refer to the same person. Same thing here also. Jivatma and Paramatma. Okay, I'll stop with that.
Thank
This is the basic fundamental philosophy of Advaita.
Which is the basic fundamental philosophy of Advaita?
Atma is everything is one, and then there is no two things, everything is one. That's
Correct.
Advaita.
Correct. So that is Advaita. So Advaita, the word Advaita means it is the opposite of Dvaita. So Advaita. Not Dvaitaha. That is a literal meaning of it. So Dvaitaha means duality. Duality means what? The idea of multiplicity. The word two is used, but two doesn't mean literally two. It means two or more. More than one ityarthaha. More than one is duality. So if the vision is there is multiplicity and that is the truth. Advaita doesn't deny multiplicity, but it says multiplicity is not the absolute truth. There is more to it than what meets your eye. And so even physics is after that same thing. And so therefore that is Dvaita. If you say no, this is the reality, what you see is real, and everything is different from the other, and that is it. There's nothing truer than that. If you say that is called Dvaita, then Advaita is the opposite of that. That says no, everything seems different and everything moves differently, acts differently, and all that is fine. But then everything is finally Brahman. And that Brahman, how is it different from me? What about me? You're leaving me off from the table or what? No, we don't leave you from the table. That you are Atma, and that Atma and the Brahman, they are identical. There is no difference. Therefore, that everything is Brahman, Sarvam, Khalvidam Brahma is Advaita. Correct.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure. Yeah. Anil Kumar Pugalia.
Yeah. So what I understood was there were 5 means of knowledge first. That's what you mentioned. And then you also referred to Shastram, which is a Pramanam. So then, and you said Sakshi Pratyaksham. So now this Shastram, is it the Pramanam for Atma or is the Sakshi Pratyaksham Pramanam for Atma? I was not clear, like which one were you referring to, like, and why is one or not the other?
Yeah, correct. Good. So So means of knowledge. So these 5 means of knowledge we talked about. And I also mentioned something called Sakshi Pratyaksha. Sakshi Pratyaksha as something that is different from this 5 means of knowledge. Because, if we define perception, Pratyaksha, as using the sense organs, the 5 sense organs, then I will ask, how do you know you have a back pain? And how did you see the back pain? Did you hear the back pain? What happened? Then we are constrained to say, no, we don't use the sense organs. And you can invoke the nervous system and all that and say there is a way in which I can feel pain. And so I felt pain, and therefore I know, I even know where the pain is originating from, and therefore I have back pain. This we say. So we just added that as another pratyaksha called Sakshi Pratyaksha. So just a fine, that is also an important means of knowledge as we have given in this example. The question, so you put all these under one category called means of knowledge. And then you add the other means of knowledge we have learnt, which is called Vedanta. Vedanta. And we are saying to know the self means to know that I exist. Do you need any of these means of knowledge? Any means what? All the 5 sense organs. Then you add to that Sakshi Pratyaksha, and you add to that Veda. That makes it 7. Or if you say Sakshi Pratyaksha, I will put it under Pratyaksha itself, then it is 6. Doesn't matter. You put all of this, and so which of these do I need to recognize I exist? And we say we don't need anything. No means of knowledge is needed for me to know that I exist. Very important fact. Nobody needs to tell me. If somebody has to tell me that I exist, then I'm finished. Because then what? Then my existence now is dependent on something. And my awareness of existence is lost. And that self-aware Atma is now made dependent on something else. And then we have to go after the something else. That something else would be self-existent, self-aware. And so we're saying, no, you are self-aware. There is no way you can say, I do not exist. This is what we say. And that is because Atma is Swata Siddhaha. Atma is self-existent. Okay?
Jaykumarji, of the Pramanas, one of them was Arthapati. Can you describe that?
Arthapati. Yeah, Arthapati. So presumption, sometimes they use the word presumption. And so it's like saying, otherwise it is not possible. Only this is possible, otherwise it is not possible. Only this can explain it. Nothing else can explain it. So it is like inference. Inference is just one step. One step means there is a data, and then you use a vyapti, you use your knowledge, and then you infer something. And then when you say A, B, C, D, E, F, you use multiple lines of reasoning. Like, for example, this is a popular example our acharyas give. They say, 2 people are there, Yajnadatta and Dharmadatta are there. And Yajnadatta, Dharmadatta, they are roommates. They are studying somewhere in a college. They are roommates. And but then this Yajnadatta says to Dharmadatta, what is this? You're not eating at all. You're not coming. You're not eating anything in that with me. It's not good for you. You better have some food. But then Dharmadatta doesn't eat anything. He just doesn't respond. But then Yajnadatta also finds that the Dharmadatta is gaining weight. Dharmadatta is gaining weight. So 2 pieces of knowledge. What is it? First, he doesn't eat. He doesn't eat means what? He doesn't. I don't see him eating. That is a piece of data. He's gaining weight also. Another piece of data. 2 pieces of data. And then now he has to use some knowledge. So the person who eats, person has to eat in order to survive. And then this person doesn't eat. Therefore, you make an inference, multiple step inference, and say this fellow must be a nocturnal being. He has all these boxes, this ever silver canisters are there, and now I understand why he keeps them, because in the night he just picks up something and keeps eating something or the other. So that is simple 2-step inference. It's called Arthapatti. So Arthapatti is nothing but inference, Bhagya, except that it's you can extend the logic on and on and on. So how do you determine a disease? How do you cure a disease? So many measurements are done. So there is nothing that says you have this particular disease, flu, influenza. Nothing can say you have influenza. You have to do some tests and then look at the urine analysis and this analysis and that analysis and do some tests, and then bacteria, virus, all these tests you do. And if you want, you can do even more tests to confirm. No, I want to confirm this is a bacterial infection. Doctor. Then doctor says, okay, this fellow has a lot of money, so let's burn some cash. And so, okay, fine. You give your culture and this and that, and they will grow the culture and determine that it's a bacterial infection. So all this is called Arthapattihi. The means of knowledge using a lot of logic and other measurements, more and more measurements, to conclude some fact is called Arthapatti.
I have a question, Jaykumarji.
Yeah.
You said Atma is Achala. And like when creation happens, there's like spandana or movement in the Atma that causes, like we are reading Saundarya Lahari now, which says like there is spandana, that's why like the Shakti is responsible for the movement or things. So if it is Achala, what causes that movement?
What causes the movement?
Because if Atma is Achala, because from there only Srishti happens, but there is some spandana or something there, or what Vedanta says imbalance of gunas, what causes that?
Yeah. So what causes that?
Then how can you describe it as Achala?
So see, in short, what causes the creation itself, you can say. That question can be extended. So the spandana, they use various words to describe the beautiful words are used to describe creation, describe the Srishti, and describe all the phenomena, correct?
Mm-hmm.
And describe, Lalita Sahasranamam, she is described as somebody who is the essence of everything that I am blessed with, correct? And everything is a blessing. And so that is the beauty of this Atma. Being Achala, it provides Chalatvam, it provides movement. Being Nityaha, free from time, it seems to create time, correct? Being Sarvagataha, all pervasive, it seems to create finiteness, the idea of finiteness. Everything in the world is finite. Like this, it is there. So there's the water in the ocean. That is the water everywhere. But then every object is there. And then the object seems to be finite. And we do say it is finite. And so nothing wrong with that. That is how it is. That is how it is.
So is this only one aspect of Atma that we are describing then?
Movement is sustained by non-movement. Finiteness is sustained by infiniteness. Okay. Form is sustained by formless. Think about it. Okay, you draw a straight line and you say it's a straight line. Hey, it's not a straight line, really speaking. It's a series of dots. It's a series of dots. And then it looks to you like a straight line. Correct?
Mhm.
So therefore, that's the straightness also is manifest from that which has no straightness. Correct?
Yeah. So do we understand it as a different aspect? That's all. Like it will have chalatvam when needed, but it is achala, or is it just like we are not able to describe? And in one sense, we say achala, but there is also another aspect to it that we haven't covered in this shloka.
Yeah. So the spandanatvam, chalatvam, etc. is a glory of Ishvara. So all these things you make happen. You are the embodiment of all these phenomena, all the things that I'm blessed with. And so like that we praise. It's a praise of Devi. Devi Stuti. Correct?
Yes.
Devi Stuti. And the best praise is your Achala. Best praise is your Achala, but you make all this happen. That is also your glory only.
Okay.
That is also your glory. Making things happen as though they are so many phenomena, when really Atma is not really a phenomenon that you can put your finger on. That glory is also you, hey Devi.
Yeah.
Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Jay Kumar, one quick question.
Yeah.
Sthanuhu. Sthanuhu means pillar, right?
Okay.
So since the pillar is stable and still, it is used as a connotation for Atma. Am I right?
Correct. Correct.
Okay.
Yeah. Sthanuhu.
Yeah, actually, that the temple in Suchindram near Kanyakumari, the deity is Thanumalaya.
Sthanumalaya. Correct. Suchindra. Sthanumalaya.
Jay Kumarji.
So we've got another person in Houston who's Devata, the what do you call it? Kuladevam is Sthanumalaya. Suchindra.
Shiva is called Sthanu, right? I mean, one of the names for Shiva is Sthanu.
Yeah, that is why it is called Thanumalaya, because Shiva and Vishnu in one deity.
Yeah, Shiva called Sthanuhu. And here, of course, Shiva and Vishnu. Sthanumalaya.
It's in Vishnu Sahasranama. Sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, Sarva Shiva Sthanuhu. Bhutadir Nidhirabhyaya.
Bhavano.
Vishnu Sahasranama, another thing, someday if you're all blessed, we can study Vishnu Sahasranama also. Because every word is very it's pregnant with meaning. So
Jay Kumarji, one question. Can I ask?
Yeah. So
Jay.
Raise your hand. Where are you?
Vijay.
Yeah. Okay, that's it.
Yeah. We hear terms like evolution of soul. This is something we have heard that, okay, soul evolves over a period of time, and that's how every birth, maybe you evolve and become a better soul. So when everything is the same, it's unmoving, all pervading, a lot of terms that we use for Atma, how does it really evolve? Is there something called evolution of soul, or it's just something that we hear in the modern literature, but not in Vedas?
Yeah. Evolution. It's another popular concept we have. Evolution of the soul. So, just an initial comment that the soul is also a word that is used, and of course, the soul has a different meaning altogether in English, in Christianity. Soul means human beings have soul, animals do not have soul, plants do not have soul, etc. So, given that, we don't use the word soul. We use the word Atma, Jiva, all these words we can use, and we can understand it the way we appreciate it. And so so that is one word being used, soul. Incorrectly used word. Second, incorrectly used, you know why? Because the Hindus who use that word do not know Christianity. They have not studied Christianity. At least some basics they must study. But, all religions are same. You just worship Rama here, there you worship Jesus. That is the only difference. If that is only difference, why Christians don't want to be Hindus? Why Christians do not worship Shiva and Rama? Why they don't have all these idols that I have? They don't have it in their room. They are told this is the only Ishvara. Okay, that is by the way. So therefore, right there is a problem. So soul, the word soul is used out of context. Second, evolution of soul, very popular concept. Again, it's a projection of our own limited understanding. Projection of our own limited understanding. Darwin's theory of evolution we've studied in school. It only compounds to our confusion. Darwin's theory of evolution is appreciated, no problem. It's right, it may be wrong. I mean, it should be right, whatever, survival of the fittest, etc. And that's fine, that is appreciated. But Atma also evolves. Very popular argument. And so constantly it's getting refined. And so human beings, they're getting better and better. And human beings get better and better. And then why this corona is affecting the human beings? And, previously we used to go to the zoo and then see all animals in the cages. Now animals are looking at us. We are all in the cages. Why? Is this what progress is or what? And so this evolution is loose talk. It's loose talk. Either it is loose talk or it is used to refer to something else. So, in fact, you should ask the church if they consider soul to evolve. We should ask them. They may disagree. They won't agree with all these things, evolution of soul and all that. And they may say something else. And so its evolution means soul is moving towards God. That process is called evolution. Maybe they might say, I don't know what they will say. But no chance. Evolution applies to everything in this world except Atma. Atma sustains evolution. Evolution is, Atma is. Evolution is not, Atma is. Okay? Atma is not dependent on evolution. Good.
Thank you. Thanks.
All right. So we will stop here. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.